Well, we are teaming up with digital media company Refinery29 this week for a series called My Vote. We're exploring the impact of millennial women on the upcoming midterm elections. Alex Wagner spoke with a group of millennial women voters from Pennsylvania at Frankfurt Hall in Philadelphia. Alex is here with that.
Good morning, guys. Our panel included 3 Republicans: Trump supporter Brittany Christensen, Jessica Barnett, who did not vote for President Trump and identifies more as an independent, and Colette Forster, who voted for the first time in 2016 because she wanted to see Mr. Trump elected. 3 Democrats on the panel were Lauren Hughes, who voted for Hillary Clinton, Jamie Amo, a lifelong independent who registered as a Democrat in 2016 and voted for Clinton, and Melissa Alam, who first supported Bernie Sanders but voted for Hillary Clinton in the general election. These women range in age from 26 to 34. They all say they plan to vote in November's midterms. Do you think millennials are as polarized as the rest of the country?
Yeah, I think we definitely are. I think when I personally find out someone voted for Trump, I just change my opinion of them right away. I actually don't have any Republican friends that I know of, so.
No, there's a lot of people that won't speak up because when they're online or they, post their opinion on social media, they are immediately attacked. They're called a bigot, a racist, a xenophobe, all of those things. And those are the worst things you can be called, especially when you are not one.
Yeah. So for me, I became a Republican when I was 12 years old.
And you started early.
Yes. It wasn't until Trump that I've had friends not be friends with me anymore. I've had numerous people come to me privately and they told me that they supported Trump, but if I outed them in public, they would flat out deny it, that they're literally afraid to speak their minds and they can't believe that I speak my mind.
Immigration is very much in the news. Who here is in favor of a wall? Sort of a half wall. Why?
Walls work. You might not like the wall, but walls work.
It will cost money.
Yeah.
It'll save money by not having the illegals and drugs pouring over the border and having to deal with the repercussions here.
We do want immigrants. We want people coming to our nation.
Yeah, legal immigration, I completely support it.
And when you look at the lottery system, I mean, why are we giving away U.S. citizenship over a lottery? We should be doing it merit-based and picking the best and the brightest.
Right, you want the best and brightest to come in. You don't want the leftovers.
Yeah.
Let me get your thoughts on some of this. I know that, Melissa, your parents are immigrants.
I never saw it as a big deal. I thought that this was a country where people would come to, have a better life. My parents came from Bangladesh in the 80s, and I feel like we deserve to be here. I thought this was a land of opportunity, so to build a wall against other human beings is just not right to me.
What do you think should be done, though? There are calls on the Democratic side to abolish ICE.
Mm-hmm. I think we've seen enough from these camps that they're having, the separation of families. I'm so appalled at what's happening.
I'm a mother. I don't believe that the children should be separated from their parents. But what they're doing is, they would come in here with their child, and that way we catch and release, and now we can actually hold them.
What did you think of the family separations policy?
I'm not very supportive of it because I don't think it actually achieves the goal of promoting legal immigration. I just think it's punitive. It distracts from the actual calls for true reform.
Let's talk about guns. Who here owns a gun? What do you think about efforts to promote gun safety reform?
I'm an attorney and I practice in mental health law as well. And I do believe there needs to be some safeguards in place for gun ownership. I think you need to dig a little bit deeper, whether it's into someone's mental health history. I just think there needs to be a process involved that delves into people's backgrounds a little further than just what's on the surface of a conviction.
Colette, I saw you nodding your head.
I agree with her. I think that there should be maybe a mental health check, something like that. I believe that people should be able to protect themselves, their families, and their homes, but you don't need a semi-automatic weapon to protect yourself. Maybe those should be banned.
No. Why?
I mean, the Second Amendment was put in place because of protecting the citizens from a tyrannical government. So if the government has these guns, we should have the guns.
Jamie, guns?
I mean, guys, this is my issue. You want the machine guns, go for it, but please lock them up and please keep the ammunition separate. This goes back many times in my life. I was 15 years old. I was a 9th grader at Columbine High School. And I can tell you that it doesn't matter what color the criminal is and what kind of weapon we're worried about. When that gun is 5 feet away from you and people that you know are being killed, you kind of stop and you think, well, hey, maybe we've gone a little too far with this. Maybe there is something we can do. But to say that we can't do anything to address anything about the guns it's giving up. It's not going to help anybody. It's not going to protect anyone, really.
For me, it's all about, can I relate to that person? You know, gun violence to me is, you know, what I see on TV, but sitting next to someone that has been a victim, I can look at it another way. As a gun-toting person, it's not okay when someone like her, you know, another human being has been through a situation like this.
It sounds like everybody wants us to see each other's humanity in all of this, right?
I think that's what's going to bring us back together as a country.
It was a really emotional conversation. And you saw there's some common ground on issues of gun safety reform and to some degree even marriage equality, but on issues like immigration and health care, very steep divides. And the fact that these groups of women are getting their basic facts and information from radically different sources makes finding that common ground a lot harder.
And what was it like when the taping was over? Did they run for the hills or did they continue to talk to each other?
It was interesting. We started out in one place, things got really fraught in the middle, but you saw at the end, you know, there is, when you sit in a room with people and talk to them, you recognize, you know, we're all humans. We're all part of this project called America, and finding our basic humanity is going to be the thing that stitches this country back together.
So hard to hate up close. I say that all the time. If people can get in the same room and talk, good stuff happens.
Colette brought cookies, and those are also a thing that brings people together.
Food brings people
Carbs.
together.
Yeah, carbs, always.
But yeah, it was very eye-opening.
Hearing the term leftovers, though, was a bit jarring, I do have to say, in terms of immigration.
The rhetoric around immigration is really been ratcheted up.
Alex, thank you.
Thank you, guys.